Remembering Connecticut, John M. Bailey, the power broker. In 1946, after almost 2 decades in politics, John M. Bailey of Hartford became chairman of the state Democratic Party. He introduced statewide discipline to the party, and with the help of an emerging Democratic majority, he built his position into the most powerful office in the state. Before Bailey, the urban political machines had fought each other as often as they fought the Republicans. Attorney General Joseph Lieberman, who in 1966 published a lengthy biography of John Bailey, recently reminisced about the origins of Bailey's statewide organization.
The thing to always say about Bailey is that he lived a political life. He spent a lot of time at it. He didn't do it casually. He was competitive. He liked politics. And, for instance, in the 30s, he was active when he first came into politics in the Young Democrat Association. And in that, he got to know people around the state, some of whom rose to leadership in other urban machines around the state and were critical to him when he put the party together in 46, and then particularly through 47, and then ultimately sealing it in 48. Bailey basically sat down with the leaders of the other major urban democratic machines, New Haven, Bridgeport, New Britain, Waterbury, and he came to an understanding that they all had more to gain if they operated together than if they remained loosely disorganized. But Bailey had a way of always saying to people, hang in there, we're going to be around for a long time, and over time, I'm going to take care of everybody. And patronage was very key to that. So he sealed that agreement with the other bosses.
Bailey was a strategist and a tactician, not an ideologue. He measured success in power, not programs or personalities.
He was fundamentally moderate to conservative, but over the years he advocated a lot of very liberal programs for governors he served. His ultimate motivation was political victory. If he felt that a governor was about to advocate a program that he, Bailey, thought was far out, unpopular, he would work as hard as he could to convince the governor not to do that. But once the governor decided that he wanted to go ahead, whether it was Bowles or Ribicoff or Dempsey or Grasso, go ahead with that program, then part of Bailey's political philosophy was to go with the governor.
After the Democrat Chester Bowles won the governor's seat in 1948, his liberal program foundered in the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, and the Republicans recaptured the governorship in 1950, holding it until 1954. But Bailey again supported a liberal candidate in 1954, Abraham Ribicoff, who was not only more liberal than Bailey, but who had opposed Bailey the year before.
In a local political contest here in Hartford in 1953, Ribicoff turned on Bailey, opposed Bailey in something that mattered a lot to Bailey, question of whether government in Hartford would be partisan or nonpartisan. And yet in 1954, Bailey came back and, in his own subtle way, supported Ribicoff because he felt Ribicoff was the strongest candidate he had to run for governor, and he was right.
In 1958, helped by the popularity of Governor Ribicoff, the Democrats won a landslide victory. For the first time since 1876, Democrats controlled both houses of the state legislature. That election began a period of Democratic dominance that lasted for decades, a period that many would argue is still with us, and one that was ushered in by John M. Bailey.